Hi ladies, welcome to Arpanimi. This is Saratova Best. Why would somebody pick a gray day to film a video when the sun is going down? I'm about to speak about Purim. Isn't Purim supposed to be on a sunny day? Purim is so much fun and the costumes and we're all happy and it's an amazing day. So why do I pick this kind of weather in this hour of the day to speak about it? And the reason is because when the story of Purim was happening, it was not exactly a lot of fun. It turned out to be fun in the end, but it looked very much like the end of the day, the end of everything. And it ended up being the beginning of everything. So with that in mind, let's for a second just grab onto that energy as we talk about Purim for a couple of minutes. Grab onto that energy of when we've felt in life that something is kind of going down and it's at the end. And the idea that really it feels like it's on the way down, it's ending, and really it becomes the beginning of something. When did we ever feel that? And when were we able to transform it into something that's absolutely beginning and starting something dynamic? Okay. That's on a personal note. So, what's the story of Purim about? Here was a time when most Jewish people kind of felt that they had something more dynamic to do. Let's turn off our little remote. The Jewish people felt that they had something a lot better to do than to be religious. And in fact, at that time, there were two kinds of Jewish people. There were those called Yehudim and those called Ivrim. The Ivrim were more secular. They really didn't care a lot. They kind of felt like it was exciting that Achashverosh came along and he essentially invited the Jews to the non-Jewish country club. Yay! That's amazing. We made it, guys. We made it to the country club. We have equal status with the rest of the world. Wow. That was the feeling. What country club? The party. Achashverosh made this big party in Shushan, and he invited the Jews, and all the Jews were so excited to be invited because, wow, that gave us status. And therefore, there was a lot going on there. So tune into the mindset of the Jewish people at that time. And then, next point, Haman comes along and he comes out with a decree that a year from that point, every single Jew, man, woman, child, in every corner of this kingdom, 127 lands, will be killed. The end of the Jewish people. The end. In a way, the worst decree in all of Jewish history. As soon as I started to say that, the sun came out. See that? Isn't that interesting? It's the end of the day. It's the last seconds before sunset, and the sun came out. Okay. So keep that energy in mind. So Haman came out with this decree. We have 1 year to figure out what to do. What's to do? Well, you could just become one of the Ivrim. The Yehudim were those who said, we will not bow down for anything. And the Ivrim were the ones who said, we'll do it their way. There were a lot of people who were Ivrim. So you would think that when the decree came on, just the Yehudim, that everybody would say, hey, we got a family to take care of. They deserve a future. Let's switch over and become Ivrim. We'll kind of bow down, do the thing, fake it till you make it, and then afterwards, when all the hullabaloo blows over, we'll just go back to being Yehudim, to, being staunch Jews. We don't have to be so, as they say in the vernacular, farchnyakt. We don't have to be so into it. So you would think that all these people who were Ivrim to begin with, who weren't really into it anyway, and were excited to be part of the party, you would think that they would switch. And a shocking thing happened. And this shocking thing is what Purim is about. Because if we ask, what is Purim? Is it the costumes? Is it the hamantashen? Is it the shalach manos? Is it the food? Is it the this, the kreplech? What is it? I am about to say something that you probably know. What Purim is. The shock of what happened was that every single Jew, man, woman, and child, decided to become a Yehudi, to become someone who might Kaifer b'vaydazar maida b'chala Torah kula, meaning deny idolatry and acknowledge the entire Torah, meaning ready to give up her life to not disconnect from God. Remember, all they had to do was be Ivrim. Switch over to the Ivri category. They're safe. But everybody switched over to the Yehudi category. Quite honestly, from a non-Jewish point of view, that's insane. Only a Jew would do that. It doesn't make any sense. And not only does it not make any sense, we had 1 year to rethink it. 1 full year. Because the decree was going to happen in a year from that point, when there would be a tremendous massacre of all Jews, and Jews weren't allowed to fight back, etc. And in all 127 lands, everybody was given permission to attack the Jews and kill them. The end. So every Jew, every man, every woman, every child said, we will not bow down. We will not compromise our essence, our Pintele Yid, our Jewish spark, even if it means certain death. Now, it's one thing to have that feeling like, I'll give it up for God, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. We can do that for a minute. We can do that for an hour. But you can't keep it up for a whole day, or a week, or a month. A year? 365 days? And waking up at 3 in the morning? And obviously at 3 in the morning you would have a thought of, what am I, crazy? But what about my children? They deserve a future. Let's just compromise, fake the bowing down, let the kids live. What are we doing? You would think that most people would have that thought. And Torah tells us the following words, Lo Allah lahem machshavas chutz chas v'shalom, meaning not one single Jew had one single thought, foreign thought, of bowing down, God forbid. Nobody in an entire year of the entire Jewish people woke up and said, this is crazy, what are we doing, going to certain death, let's just bow down and save the kids. Nobody. Zero. Not one man, not one woman, not one child. Nobody. The children also. Mordechai gathered 22,000 children and studied Torah with them. And they were begged, just save your lives. Give this stuff up. And they said, no way. We will stick with Mordechai till the last drop of blood. So, ladies, what's Purim? This. The revelation of the truth of a Jew. The revelation of the essence of a Jew. That a Jew cannot be disconnected from God ever. And he will do anything to avoid that disconnection from God. It could be that at this very moment he won't do it, but down the line he will hit that point. When you go down to the point of raw Jew, boom, you cannot give it up. And that's what Purim was all about. Who knew that? Did we know that we're like that? Do we know that we're like that now? No. And therefore there was one moment in history, not a moment, a year, when it became revealed who we are, not only to the rest of the world, to us. I don't know who I am. Do you know who you are? Turns out that's who I am. That's who you are. Wow. Okay. So then Purim became, when all was said and done, and the whole story of Purim, which is for another video, Purim became a celebration of that. For the Jews there was light and gladness and goodness and all of that stuff. And so may it be for us. Purim is a celebration of who we are. So of course when we celebrate who we are, we eat and drink and we give out good food, right? That's what we do. And when we celebrate our essence. We eat candy to celebrate our essence, etc., etc., etc. That's Purim, the celebration of a Jew, the celebration of the Mesiras Nefesh, of the self-sacrifice of a Jew that to him is not self-sacrifice. And I'll kind of sum it all up with the famous joke that somebody goes into a synagogue, into a shul on Yom Kippur, and he sees Joe, and he says, "Hey, Joe, what are you doing? And what are you doing in shul? Aren't you an atheist?" And he says, "Yeah, for sure." He said, "Did you become religious or something?" Joe says, "Are you kidding me? Religion is a crutch." He said, "Well, are you becoming a Baal Tshuva?" He said, "These people are crazy." So, Joe, what are you doing in shul? Do you believe in mitzvahs? I don't believe in mitzvahs. Do you believe in Yom Kippur? I don't believe in Yom Kippur. So what are you doing in shul, Joe? He said, "What do you mean? It's Yom Kippur." That's a Jew. He doesn't even believe in it philosophically, but his core knows the truth. And that core is solid. It is the solid point of the earth. All of civilization is sitting on that core of a Jew, and it's like the bedrock of the foundation of all of civilization. That spark, Jewish spark, that does not allow us to be disconnected from God. That is Purim. And that is light, serious light. Remember I said I started this video when the sun was going down. I did not look at the weather forecast to see if it's going to get sunny. It is sunny. Should I show you a picture of the sun? Should I show you the sun? I guess you can't see the sunlight. Okay, trust me, the sun is shining brightly on the other building over there. So, and our job from Purim is to not die al Kiddush Hashem, to not sanctify the name of God by dying. We're ready to do it because we're Jews. But to live that way, that PowerPoint that enabled us to be ready to give it all up, and then and guess what happened at the last moment? We lived. Our job now is to live with that energy, to take that core, that pintaliyid, that essence of a Jew, and create a life from it. Create a civilization from it. Create a world, take our dreams and manifest them. To go create Geula. Create a world of peace and goodness forever for the entire world. It's called Geula Shlema. And we're the center players in the whole play. And so, ladies, we've got the strength. We've got the desire, we've got the energy, we've got the dream, we have the core. Let's go for it, so that this Purim, we should have the ultimate. For the Jews, there was light and gladness and joy and all of that. So may it be with us. Wishing everybody a happy Purim, a joyous Purim, and a luminous Purim that opens up into the Geula Shlema now. Thanks so much.